Bells are very much part of our urban landscapes. They are easy to ignore in a way because they're so ubiquitous, and oftentimes they are housed in institutions that, for better or worse, are no longer relevant or are maybe relevant in ways that we want to change. I was interested in taking this form and this ancient tool and democratizing the process in this way that I hope could be meaningful to the person ringing the bell and also to the community at large.
Reverberation is Davina Semo's first exhibition of public art and the largest exhibition of Davina's bells to date. And the exhibition is comprised of 5 large-scale cast bronze bells, each of them with a different patterning of holes that Davina has drilled, created specifically for the waterfront promenade of Pier 1 at Brooklyn Bridge Park. Davina's work has always been about the built environment and the buildings that we live in and the materials that make up our lives.
I started learning how to make bells almost as a lark. I just fell in love with the process and with the idea of making something that has such a long history to it, but that was so ripe for a contemporary reimagining. So a lot of the forms I've made have done things like puncturing holes in the walls in asymmetrical ways, which affects the sound, and also in changing the texture of the walls so that you're producing new sounds that you haven't heard before. You can change to some extent the sound that the bell makes, but the bell has its own voice that's inherent to the object itself. And you also don't know it until you engage with it and hear it. That idea is very interesting to me, that there's this interior space to the bell and there's this voice that it has, but that it's also something that you don't know when you just look at it. The bells harken back to this historical time in New York where the pier was a site of commerce, immigration, and industry. And international orange is a signal of warning. It's not a color that exists large scale in nature. Before the pandemic, the way I thought about these bells in public was that they would provide a call to attention or a call to change, especially as it relates to inequalities, climate change, especially leading up to the election. During shelter in place, people had an opportunity more than anyone wanted to have this profound call to attention. Closely following the surge in New York, the movement for Black Lives has rushed even more critical work to the surface. I want the bells to basically participate in all this work and to call for change and to call to fellow New Yorkers in this kind of spirit of creativity and care and respect.